It's time for Recipe of the Day. This is my green pea soup recipe. Now, unlike what we normally think of when we think of pea soup, which is like split pea, it's a dried legume, kind of like a lentil. This soup uses frozen green peas. And actually, there's actually a comment on the recipe that somebody left where they use their garden peas. I don't know, garden peas I always feel like are so special and I just eat them raw and fresh and sweet and great. But somebody made this soup with it and said it was the best soup they've ever had, and even their husband liked it, and he's not a pea soup person. So if you have fresh peas and you want to give it a try, you can do that. Or the frozen green peas work so well. You won't believe how good this is. It's like split pea soup, very similar, but like a fresher, brighter flavor to it, right? Okay, so it's ham. There's a little bit of bay leaf in there, some thyme, a little bit of carrot, onion, garlic, those things going on, and then that beautiful vegetable flavor. So how do you make this soup? You are starting by warming up some olive oil and some butter, a tablespoon of each, in a big pot over high heat. And I have both the olive oil and the butter because I find for these quick soup recipes that I do, having the flavor of the butter gives that extra note that gives it that flavor like it's been simmering for a long time. There's extra meatiness, even though there isn't. So that's why both of those are there. So then to that pot, you are adding some carrots. I like to get the carrot matchsticks. They're like julienne or like shredded carrots. And then I just roughly chop them and throw them in. No peeling, no real chopping involved, anything like that. Very convenient. Or you can use 2 carrots peeled and finely chopped. And then a small onion chopped up. That also goes into that pot, and 7 ounces of smoked ham finely chopped. So we're adding the ham right at the beginning because the soup is so quick, it's not going to be able to extract the flavor like when you do that slow simmered split pea with ham bone kind of thing. So we're getting it in there as soon as we can. And crucially, it is smoked ham because we want that smoky flavor and we're not going to get it otherwise. So smoked ham is going in there, and then you're going to cover the pot and reduce the heat to medium. While that stuff is getting started, you're going to put the frozen peas into a large microwave-safe bowl and heat them on high until hot. It's going to take 4 to 6 minutes because we're doing 32 ounces of frozen green peas. That is 2 pounds of peas. That's a lot of peas, I know. So while those peas are thawing in the microwave, and the microwave is on full power, you don't use the defrost here. We're heating them up as much as we can. They're going to thaw and then they're going to heat up. Okay, while that's happening, you are adding some garlic to that pot with the carrot, onion, and ham. So that is 2 cloves of garlic minced going in there. Stir and cook for 30 seconds and then add 3 cups of chicken broth. You're also adding in a half teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of dry thyme leaves, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. And throw a bay leaf in there too. Give that a stir, then cover the pot and put it to high heat and bring it up to a boil, then reduce it down to a simmer. Once that broth is simmering and the peas in the microwave are hot, use a ladle to scoop some of the broth over the peas in that microwave-safe bowl, and then use an immersion blender to puree that pea mixture until it's nice and mushy. If you don't have an immersion blender, it's no problem. Just put some of it into your blender, blend it up, and then pour that into your soup pot until all of the peas have been blended. If you're using the immersion blender, once they are all mushed up, then you stir those into the pot with the broth and everything, heat it through, and then that is it. If you want a little thinner, you could add a little bit more broth. Taste for salt and pepper, but it is going to be so delicious. I cannot wait for you to try this recipe. Okay, I'll put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is August 27th of 2025. It is storming here again today. This happened yesterday too. I think it's because I often record these episodes late in the afternoon, the day before you listen to them, and late afternoon is rain time here in Florida, especially this time of year. So if you are hearing that rain, well, that means it is a perfect time for soup. So cozy. I hope you love this recipe. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all-new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.